Alright.
Mixtape, I've been thinking
Alright.
some Meek Mill.
So-
Depot meeting.
Yeah, everyone's involved.
Take one.
So what I was saying is, right now we're doing albums. Will's got an album coming. C's got an album coming. I got an album coming. I think Shaw's working on a mixtape right now. So we're structuring our Depot as a label
Get
around.
out the camera, dog.
What?
He's an asshole.
Anyway, we're gonna start
He's a
structuring
fuck.
ourselves around creating an album. And the tasks involved in creating an album are instrumentals, lyrics, and mixing and mastering.
Cool.
So that's what we're starting as a base for. Then we're gonna get a structure on how we talk to each other and what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. How we're gonna operate as a business. What kind of moves are we gonna make? So the formal reporting relationship, and that basically just means how we're gonna run Depot. And then we got lines of authority. That's how we're gonna a hierarchy. How we're gonna report to each other. Who's gonna be in charge or whatever.
Cool.
We need to draft a Depot constitution, a business agreement, whatever you want to call it, because I'm going to put money in and make Depot into an LLC very soon. And without that, we can't have a consensus. We can't come back to a person and be like, well, they said this, because one person doesn't mean anything.
Right.
We need a document that we all made, that we can all interpret, that will actually stand ground. It's rock solid. It's, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to go by. And all artists are created equal, you know what I'm saying? Just some whatever. And then everyone is their own leader. Everyone in Depot will be their own leader from this point on. Everyone will rep Depot in their own way, create music, create beats, make business moves, make connections, do, you know, collab tracks with other people. And the only way that you're not your own leader is when you do something that affects Depot as a whole in a bad way. And someone says, I vote against what you're doing. I don't want to fuck with what you're doing. I don't think it represents Depot. It goes against the Depot Constitution, whatever. Then that's the only way you can be put in check, is if everyone in Depot except for you votes and says, no, I don't want to do that. And that's the only way that's going to happen. So that makes everyone their own leader.
Cool.
And as a hierarchy, as a scheme of who you report to, the only person you report to is whose project you're working on. If you're working on your project, you report to yourself. If you're making a beat for Will, you report to Will. If we do a Depot album and we make Freeze the head of a Depot album, then you actually do have to report to Freeze on what's going in and what's not going in on the albums.
Cool.
And that's how we're going to operate as authority line wise.
That street team and all that.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
Alright, and then as a structure, we need to have structure, meaning everyone has to be on the same page. We have to be a part of the same thing. And there's requirements. Like, everyone has to have a legitimate internet connection that you can upload, download, and, you know, do whatever, communicate, etc. And everyone has to have 1 month, 1 day out of the month that's free, a common day with everyone. We all need to be free on 1 day out of the month so we can come and have a status report. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's this sound like? How, you know, how you doing on the album, etc. And I think everyone needs transportation to attend events. If you ain't got a car, you need to have somebody you can call and pay gas money to get where you need to get to do Depot events. Then we need to talk about lines of formal communication, which means how are you going to, when you make a beat, you need to tell everyone, and it doesn't need to be cluttered up with all the bullshit, all the top 5 lists, all the, you know what I'm saying, whatever, people throwing jokes. So Depot business from this point forward should only be for, I just made a beat, this is for Will. I just made a beat, this is for anybody. I just dropped these lyrics, I just wrote these bars and needs a beat for it. I'm working on this mixtape and I'd like you to collab with me. Only business is a formal line of communication. That's the only thing going in Depot business form. All the bullshit can go in the Depot form. That's what it's there for. And the only other formal line of communication is going to be the meetings, you know, when we see each other once a month and talk about that. And as we need to divide and have teams, you know. So we're going to have division of labor, which is going to be either, I think Freeze is going to head up the sound click, which means he's going to be the head of selling beats. He's going to decide, you know, what prices. He's going to put the tags on them. He's going to send people the WAV files when they want to lease an exclusive, you know, when they want to lease a higher grade sound and beat. And he's going to be the one doing that. And automatically, the people who are going to deal with him on a business level is going to be Rayburn, Don B, Earl, and when I make a beat, me too. And I'll go through Freeze about how that's going to happen. I was going to be the head of Reverb Nation, me, because I have everyone on the Depot Reverb as underneath of us as a label, as Depot as a label. So anybody who wants to get a single out, who wants it pushed hard, come talk to me. And I'm pretty sure that me and Rich are going to be the ones pushing you hard. And we're going to have Will, and, well, actually, are you going to do the street team?
Yeah, I do it.
Okay, so we're going to have C's, Millie, and Rich rolling with the reverb, and we're gonna start pushing it all over the net. So if you got a single out, you want everyone to fucking hear it, you come talk to me and Rich, and we'll get it done. And we'll even put some money in. If you throw some money in, we'll get it promoted online.
Yes, sir.
And then as the head of the street team and event team, we're gonna have Will, because he has a ride, he has the personality, and he's gonna decide to pick out. Well,
Fuck that nigga.
he's a salesman at least, you know what I'm saying?
You couldn't sell crack to a snowhead.
And he's gonna lead any team that decides to roll with them. Meaning, there's no structured street team. It's whoever's free and whoever can ride with them. And we're gonna do events. If there's a party going on, if there's a hip hop, extravaganza, if Meezy's pulling some bullshit at Club 21, then we're gonna roll out with Will, and you know what I'm saying, it might be 2 cars of people, it might just be Will's car full of people. We're gonna drop mixtapes in their hand, the Depot mixtape, the Ilias mixtape, whatever's going on, whatever's coming next, we're gonna start hitting them up, start getting them ready, flyers, etc. So that's gonna be how we divide the labor up, how we are, and then we can all report to each other through Depot business. You'll see how it works. It's gonna be a good model. And then the other things we need to talk about is I don't think we need a division on the creative side of labor. I think that we all gonna do what we want to do anyways. So I don't think it matters how we divide up beat making or lyrics or what. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. We do it anyway.
Right.
And the last thing is gonna be acquisition of resources, meaning how are we gonna pay for this? Who's willing to throw down and actually be about Depot and put dough in? Who's gonna put the gas in the car to get us to go be the street team and get our name out there? Who's gonna drive to Bowling Green with Will and put in 2 days to fuck these college kids up with some of our music? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need people to put in. The only resources we really need is time, money, and connections. That's the only things we really need to make it. And that's what we're gonna have to start talking about next time when we talk. We're gonna need to talk about that. And then when we actually have a product in our hand, we're going to start putting together, the street team's going to lead the conversation, and we're going to start talking about advertising. I mean, we're going to start talking about serious album advertising. How are we going to put a barcode on it? Are we going to, all that stuff? Is it going to be a full album? Is it going to have a book? Is it going to, all that's going to be talked about when we get it in our hand. We have a product that can actually be viable.
Cool.
Veritas signing off.
All right, buddy.